guys, just seeing if everything's working. Okay. Just gonna see on my stream. Alright, I'm just gonna see the volume. Yeah, everything seems fine. So yeah, it's finally over now. The Walking Dead. I'm so done. I mean, yeah, there's still gonna be spin-off shows, but other than that, the whole show's done. Man, I'll miss it. I mean, it's always gonna be my favourite show of all time, but yeah, it's finally finished now. And they've kind of done an ending where, you know, there'll still be certain things that you'll have to watch to actually see the full ending. So because of that, it's not a perfect ending, but it's still a pretty great ending. I mean, I've seen some people call it bittersweet, and I guess I could agree with that. Because it left you with not a full ending, but it still turned out to be a great ending nonetheless. I mean, The 100, if I'm going to compare that, that was like an average ending. Because of how most of the season was, where instead of like The Walking Dead just having average and some great episodes, The 100's final season had like a lot of average and bad episodes, and I can't even think of all the good ones I liked. Yeah, but it at least ended well, even though there's certain things that they messed up that I wish they didn't, because it would have made the ending a lot better. But for The Walking Dead, like, majority of what they actually give us, I'd say it's a great ending, yeah. I mean, they purposely, you know, didn't give us a complete ending when you get to the time skip, because obviously I'm talking about spoilers. I mean, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the time skip, but then I'll talk the rest about it at the end. But yeah, they only do like a 1 year time skip, not like 10 years, like in the comic, where you could see that society is starting to build back, but they're kind of doing it in a better way than the old world. And we didn't really get to see that in the TV version, yeah, sadly. It's because of, you know, all the spin-offs that they're still going to be doing. We're going to see a Daryl spin-off, a Negan and Maggie spin-off. We've got the final season of Fear the Walking Dead, unless it's getting 2 more, I have no idea. Basically, I need to try to watch The Walking Dead World Beyond, because that kind of gives you some answers to where Rick is right now, and you get to see Jadis. Yeah, so I have to suffer through that show and review that for you guys. Oh god. I'm even going back to Power Book 4 that I gave up on because that show got too bad. But I mean, I need stuff to review, so I'll even go through the things I don't like watching just to, I don't know, get some content out there. Yeah, that's what you have to do sometimes. But yeah, I'm just happy this show ended well. I wasn't sure if this show was going to end like either bad or average, but I'm just happy it ended well, so yeah. And I guess we'll just get to the main stuff that happens, so yeah. Basically, it all starts from where it left off, where, you know, all the walkers are just kind of surrounding our survivors. It seems like anyone at this moment could die because they're getting so close. Like, so many times that you see characters nearly get bit, and then you start to actually see characters get bit, and I'm just like, oh my god. Yeah, you actually see Luke lose someone. He also gets bit as well. But the girl who I thought was going to survive, I guess she ends up dying. You know, the one from the ocean side. Yeah, she ends up dying, and Luke gets bit on the leg. They try to help him, but, you know, he kind of bleeds out and dies, and then you just see Magna's group, you know, mourning him. It's pretty sad, man. Yeah. Even just from a character who they didn't really use that much in the last 2 seasons? I say season 9, they used him a lot. Not a lot, but, you know, enough where I know his character exists, but, you know, season 10, 11, they didn't really use him too much. Maybe he was doing other work, but yeah. But they still managed to make his death really sad because of the other characters that I cared about was mourning him, yeah. Like, you know, Yumiko and Magna, Connie especially, yeah. It was a sad death. And then when, you know, Dal was watching that, like, he's just trying to focus on, you know, saving Judith, because at the end of the last episode, Judith got shot by Pamela, so he's just trying to do whatever it takes to save her, but then he ends up getting knocked out by Commonwealth soldiers while they're trying to retreat. And then you just see both of them unconscious, Judith and Daryl, on the floor. But then Judith, I guess, with the little bit of strength that she still has, is able to get back up to protect Daryl because the walkers are getting inside. Because, you know, the last place is in the hospital, kind of like the situation that Rick was in when probably the whole apocalypse started. Because it was actually Shane that was there to protect Rick when the actual apocalypse started. And now it's Judith protecting Daryl, yeah. Yeah. Because, man, if she didn't wake up, like, they both would have got devoured. Yeah. And then after she, she was able to stop the walkers from getting in, she just passes out next to Daryl. But then, everyone wakes up, on a hospital bed. I mean, Judith is, like, completely out because, the wounds kind of get into her. Yeah. They're just doing what they can to save her. Luckily, Daryl has a blood type that can go with anything, so he's able to help her for the most part, yeah. But they still need to get her to, like, a doctor, like Yumiko's brother, so that's what they try to do, but trying to move her out there at the same time while, all those walkers are inside, it's pretty difficult, yeah. And, man, it's just... The last episode was just so intense, man, and it should be, because it is the final episode of the whole show, so it should be, man. Just not knowing who's going to survive and what could happen, yeah, and just Pamela just trying to kill her own people, like, she's truly becoming the governor from the older seasons, like, oh my god. But the governor, he'll just, like, shoot all his people. She's just, like, shooting people who are trying to get inside, yeah. Man, Pamela was just becoming the governor at that point, like, the governor that from, season 3 and 4, yeah, Philip Blake, yeah. Like, she just went all out in the end with the governor vibes, yeah. Even though there was a part of her that felt bad for shooting Judith, so there was still a part of her that felt guilty, and then just everything that's happening, because the governor actually ended up losing like someone as well, like a kid, so she's kind of going through the same stuff, and she's just going, all out dark in the end. And by the end I was thinking, like, either Maggie or Negan's gonna kill her, because that's what their goal was, to kill Pamela, because, man, at the end, like, it just seemed like she was gonna kill whoever gets in her way, even her own people, which she does, man, like, oh my god. But yeah, basically for our main group, they get to a place where they actually get Judith to safety, and then there's the stuff with the characters that, well, there's one character that doesn't make it, which, I thought this character was gonna make it, like, I really did, but yeah, I guess we'll talk about it now. Yeah, Rosita, man. Oh, I was so bummed when I found out she got bit. I mean, they made it look like she was gonna survive, because there was a scene where they're trying to escape the walkers, and they're getting... Well, basically before then, Coco, she's trying to save her baby because it was nearly getting eaten by a walker, but she's able to make it just in time to save the baby and the rest of the kids that were there. And you just see her, like, so relieved, but then even when they get outside, there's still more walkers. They have to go in, like, a vehicle for a moment of time, and then go back out once it's a bit more clear. But then they just start, coming close again. So they try to climb a pipe. So I think is Eugene there at the same time? Eugene and Gabriel, because Gabriel, like, that's Rosita's husband, so he's gonna do what it takes to protect her too. But even though he tries so hard to help her when she's trying to climb up the ladder with her baby, she ends up falling, and I'm just like, oh my god, they're gonna kill Rosita and her baby at the same time. Oh my god. Like, that'd be so dark. But then you actually see her get enough strength to get back up and get to safety. But I was thinking in that moment, she probably got bit. Yeah, she probably got bit. I was so bummed, man. Yeah. And then when it got to her, like, just her final moments, they didn't really reveal it straight away. They kind of took their time to reveal it when everyone's like in a safe place. When they get to Yumiko's brother's place, so he can help out, Judith. But yeah, when they reveal it, oh god, oh my god, the amount of times I was nearly crying, man, because Rosita, like, she's one of my favorite characters in The Walking Dead, and it just sucks that in the last episode she didn't make it, man. She was so close as well to making this show, like, making out of this show alive, but sadly she didn't make it. Yeah, oh, such a sad death as well. I'm just surprised that Luke was a sad death too, man. Like, these last deaths made me nearly cry several times throughout the episode. I just held it together, man. Yeah, because if Judith died in this episode, I 100% would have cried, because she should be the future this time. Since they failed Carl, she needs to survive, man. Yeah, she needs to help remake the world. And I just wonder if they put a character in a maybe World Beyond, but probably not. I mean, that would have made the most sense, but whatever. Like as a teenager or something. Like a late teen, but yeah. I'm just happy she made it out, like, because she does survive thanks to Yumiko's brother. Yeah, Imagine if he wasn't there. Judith would have been dead. But yeah, I guess so by the end, they basically have to take a stand. Maggie and Negan have a bit of beef. Well, Negan's trying to, so hard to make up for what he did, but Maggie just basically tells him that she can never forgive him. She can live with him, but she'll never ever forgive him. And I guess by the end, he kind of leaves. Because I don't know what he's going to try to do afterwards. Is he going to be with his wife, or I don't even know, because they didn't even show his wife in the finale. I'm just like, what? They didn't show the wife. I mean, unless he left with his wife, I don't know. But we'll get an answer in the spin-off show, I guess, since they're getting a spin-off show together, Maggie and Negan. But those last moments, you just see how guilty and just, oh man, how he wished he could take it back, what he did to Glenn, man. And Maggie trying to remember the good memories of Glenn, because he was like he was the heart of the show, man. Like, probably the best person she'll ever meet in her whole life. And for him to be taken like that from Negan is, it's kind of hard to forgive him. I was going to compare it to like God of War, with what Freya loses. Like, she loses her son to Kratos, even though like her son tried to kill her. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's still her son. But I mean, I'm not going to spoil God of War Ragnarok, so I'm not going to say how that situation goes in the new game, but yeah. Yeah, I can understand, but yeah. I'm just going to quickly get to the part where I'm talking about these two characters who return, finally. Like, the main character of the show, Wick, and, Michonne, who left to find Wick. But yeah, I'm just going to quickly talk about the ending, basically. And then this is, like, the last scene that we get to see. So yeah. So it ends with Pamela getting arrested because Mercer gets enough forces to turn against Pamela. Negan or Maggie was nearly going to shoot Pamela. And it gets to a point where Pamela nearly tries to kill herself because one of her old people that used to serve her was a walker. And she was going to let herself get eaten by it. But then I guess Maggie shoots the walker because I guess she deserves worse than death, because in that moment she wanted to die because she couldn't live with all the sins that she did. And, that's what Negan had to do. He had to live with his sins in prison. So that's what Pamela's going to have to do with her son dead as well. Because in the comic, it was actually her son who gets arrested. Like, the mum doesn't die or anything. Like, she just has to visit her son. And he probably regrets everything he did, like when he killed Wick in the comic. Yeah. Probably, but we don't really fully get to see, like, a proper ending. We get enough where I'd say it's a perfect ending, even though there's one thing I don't like, with Maggie and Herschel, with what they do to them. Yeah. And where it seems like they're going to get a better ending in the TV show, but, in the spin-off for Maggie. But yeah. And then they just, I guess they take care of the walkers by playing one of my favourite rock songs and just blowing up all the walkers like it's Gears of War. When you see all the walkers, I mean, when you see all the locusts die in Gears of War, like, it was that kind of explosion. It was like the perfect way to end it, man. Yeah. Then we just see a little, I guess, happy ending where Ezekiel survives. He's literally the new governor. And to me, that's a perfect ending for his character. It just sucks that he didn't get a lot of screen time until the final episodes. And I know he was complaining about that, but he at least survived, and he became the boss of the whole Commonwealth. Like, where Rosita, she died, but she at least protected her, child. And then, I guess we get to see Carol and Dell have one last talk, and even though I didn't really care to see it once upon a time, I kind of wish Dell kissed Carol. Like, we never actually got to see that. We never actually got to see him intimate with anyone, really. But I guess that's what people liked about his character. I don't know. But he basically rides off to do his own thing, because we know he's going to go to like London or something in The Walking Dead. Is it Dead Inside or Watchtower? I'm not sure which one it's called, but yeah, he's going to go do his own thing. And I'm hoping that it's not the last time we get to see Carol with Daryl, because yeah, it kind of felt like a goodbye. Like, we're not going to see Daryl with Carol ever again. Like, just imagine if they killed off Daryl in his spin-off show, man. I want to see a movie, man. That's what I want to see, to finish all these stories properly. Because I know they've purposely done it where, things are open. Negan's left, so maybe Maggie's going to try to find him. Just all these things they've left open. Anything could really happen. Yeah. And then the final scene, we actually finally get to see Wick and Michonne again. Yeah, I was smiling when I saw Wick again, and then Michonne, I was like, oh man, have they actually found each other? Because they made it look like they've actually found each other, but they actually haven't until, like, I guess the final scene where, I guess not, because they was making it look like Michonne actually found Wick, but then I guess this group actually is keeping Wick a prisoner, because I think Wick keeps trying to escape. So I think it's kind of similar to, like, Madison's situation in Fear the Walking Dead, because she's been gone for so long, and we kind of know why, because she's been forced to be with these people, and they're supposed to do, like, things for these people. I can't remember what the group's name is, but I need to watch World Beyond to get, like, a full answer, because I don't really know much about this group. They've shown them a bit in World Beyond from season 1, but I've heard they do, like, a full focus in season 2. It's just that season 1 is so boring, man, but I need to watch it just to get more answers to where Wick's been all this time. Yeah. And Michonne, like, man, I can't imagine the things she's done to survive, because you see, like, thousands of walkers that she's going towards to get to Wick, man. Oh my god. And then Wick, he's just trying to, get back to his family all this time, but then they find him again, and then they just end it with him, I guess, finding, the city, Atlanta. I think that's Atlanta from the very first season. So he kind of smiles about that, so that means he's actually close to getting back to where he was, because maybe he must have been in, like, a different country, probably, all this time, and that's why it's taken so long for him to get back. So that means he's actually pretty close to finding, like, where he was before he left. So yeah, and they're gonna finish off that storyline in the TV show with Michonne and Wick. So yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much how they end the show, with him looking at Atlanta, and yeah. So yeah, I guess the show's over. That's how they end it. And I think you get to see Craig Nicotero as a walker in the last scene with the walkers before they all get blown up. Yeah, that was, like, a cool last scene with the walkers getting just destroyed. You even see, like, some of the earth break and stuff. Like, it's crazy, that ending. Yeah. But yeah, it was a really good last episode. I'm happy it ended well. I'm gonna miss this show, but at least we've still got spin-off shows to see how certain characters get, like how their endings end, basically. Yeah. But yeah, I'll miss this show. Yeah. Walking Dead fan for life. Yeah. And I'll miss it. But yeah, guess this is where I'll probably end it. I'm not really sure what else I can talk about, really. But yeah, I'm just happy it was a really good ending. We kind of got, like, a thank you at the end from all the cast. Even some of the people who died, like Laurie, Tyrese, just, yeah, some of the characters, like Beth. I thought Chandler Riggs was going to be in the final episode, but we kind of only see him in, like, a picture, and when he's saying thank you and stuff. We don't actually see him in the actual last episode. I was like a hallucination or anything, but oh well, yeah. But yeah, I'm just happy it ended well, and yeah, it's finally over. My favorite show of all time is finished, but yeah, at least I still got the spin-off shows, and that's, I guess, where I'll leave it for now. When it comes to The Walking Dead, the original show, yeah, it's all done now. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching, and if you've actually watched every video I did for The Walking Dead, I really appreciate it, man. It means a lot. But yeah, guys, I guess I'll end it here. I'll see you in the next one.